And here we see the desert creeper in its natural habitat. It hasn't spotted us. Our camera crew was very, very quiet on this occasion. So we've been able to get this rare footage of... Oh, it spotted us. It seems to be coming closer. It's inspecting the camera crew. Oh goodness! Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs. Welcome back to the Division modded SMP extravaganza. We are out here on the south side of the mesa, getting some red sand together so we can put together a ceiling for the building we built in the last episode, the kind of Golem Civic Planning Office. And we've had an update to the Builder's Bundle pack, so we are now in 1.11.2. I'm trying to remember exactly where I show you that that is the case. Mod options? Nope, it's not in there. Anyway, you'll have to take my word for it. You'll have to take my word for it and go and download the Builder's Bundle pack from the CurseForge website. But that is not the main reason I'm out here. The main reason I'm out here is to get some sound. The main reason I'm out here is not to tell you about a Minecraft update. I spotted something funny over here, and I'm not sure if it is part of the update or what. I hear a weird noise. Is that a zombie around here somewhere? Is there like a villager zombie trapped in this mushroom? Are you up there? Are you up there? Apparently not. There is a weird block over here. I can't remember where I spotted it, but it's around here. It was kind of... Was it that? Yes, here it is. What is this, friends? Answer me that. I do not know. Quark crystal. Oh, is this the cave crystal? Can we silk touch this? I need it. I want it. I will have it. Yes. Oh, we found one. Amazing. And it's full of zombies. Oh, gosh. We found a crystal cave, folks. And there's diamond ore in the walls. Oh, my days. It's Nirvana. What on earth? Also, yeah, the the damage indicators mod seems to have updated with something that goes thwack whenever you get a critical hit on a zombie, which I'm terrible at doing right now, apparently. Can't demonstrate that on camera, but with the bow, it's dead easy. To get a crit with a bow, all you ever do is just draw the string right back, and wha zam! It's like being in a Batman cartoon the whole time. But yeah, there are zombies in here. There's emerald ore. Oh, emerald ore. If you guys don't know my history with emerald ore, emerald ore is one of my favourite blocks in the game, and that's because it's so rare. I have a thing for rare blocks, stuff like mushroom and things like that, where there's just something a little bit more interesting about it. It's not like available in the creative inventory in the case of like mushroom cap blocks and things like that. So yeah, I have this affection for rare blocks in the game, and emerald ore is one of my favourites. So I'm going to gather me up some of this. Haven't really done that much mining in Extreme Hills, so I haven't got any emerald ore yet. Oh, beautiful. And look at the amount of diamonds that are in here. I'll have to share this with the guys back at spawn, because I have basically no need for diamond anymore since I have mending on all my tools now. But wow, I wouldn't even have spotted that if I hadn't just stumbled upon it while I was looking for red sand. What can I throw out of my inventory? Get some seeds out of here. I haven't even picked up the emerald ore. That's a mistake. That's all going to despawn if I don't pick it up. Oh, goodness. This is a happy day already. I'm excited for this. So, yeah, I'm gathering up some red sand so we can get started on the roof, or the ceiling, rather, of that building that we built in the last episode. And we're going to be doing some of that, but because we are now updated to... let's check the rotten flesh out. We're now updated to 1.11.2. There's some very exciting stuff. Does this go even further down? Okay, no, it doesn't. It's just this. It's just kind of recessed into the floor like this. I'm a little bit worried that I'm digging down into lava. Apparently not, though. That's fine. Chuck out the coarse dirt. Peel it up, back up with dirt. Yeah, there we go. So we have some cool stuff we can do now that we're in 1.11.2, namely going to the end and fighting some shulkers, because I think maybe people have already gathered shulker essence from when we were using Spawnercraft, but I think something happened with Spawnercraft where it's not part of the pack anymore. I could be imagining that. It could be that they fixed it in the end, but BJ has been working tirelessly on upgrading the mod pack to 1.11.2 since we launched this, basically. And now we can go and get some shulker boxes. We can go to the end. I need to get myself some elytra. We've got that thing where the dragon drops some elytra if you kill it on this server, much the same as they do on other multiplayer servers like Hermitcraft, where there's always going to be more players than there are accessible end cities. So rather than go out into the middle of nowhere, we've got the dragon dropping elytra, so anyone can get an elytra fairly easily. And I don't really need it, but it's kind of nice to be flying around the place, and there's a scoreboard set up for kilometers traveled by air, and Dnator currently, I believe, has the record. He's the only one who's been logging in regularly enough for me to check, but yeah, he's been flying around an awful lot, and I am jelly. These are light source blocks as well. I didn't even realize that at first, but this cave was surprisingly well lit up when we entered. So yeah, this is a very, very cool block. I'm going to see if I can do something interesting with this back at Blazepunk, although obviously the main lighting source of Blazepunk is going to be blaze lanterns, but if we can throw in some of this extra crystal, maybe I can donate the blue crystal to the guys over at Frost Hall, because I know they're working with a slightly more cold color palette over there, hence the name. So maybe they would like some of this. I'm so excited that I've found some of this, because sometimes you see blocks in NEI or JEI, whatever you have installed, and you see... I've been looking for red stuff to see what the options are other than red sandstone, but red sandstone is going to be the best thing as far as I think. And you see stuff like... where is it? Oh, we have elevator mods in this now. Excellent. Yeah, I haven't even fully kind of checked in on what we're doing with the mod pack. Red shingle? Is that like the stained... Oh, it's the stained clay tiles. Okay, good. But yeah, red cave crystal. I've seen it in here a couple of times and had no idea how to get it. Apparently it just naturally generates in quark terrain, so that's good news. But yeah, you see stuff in JEI and you're like, how do I get that? If it doesn't have a crafting recipe, you just kind of have no idea. Also just realised I've been meticulously mining this block by block when we have Vein Miner in the pack, so let's get this moving a little bit faster. And I will see you guys back at Blazepunk Town, where we're going to decorate the ceiling, and then I think we might take a trip to the end. Welcome back, folks, and I hope you enjoyed the time-lapse. It has been a while since I've done any interior. Getting mixed up with my words already. It's been a while since I've done any interior work like this, and I'm really enjoying it. I was initially very skeptical about adding Buildcraft, and Buildcraft is still in alpha, as it reminds me every time I log into the server. So there are some features like, for example, if I break that, like, there's all these weird textures that appear and stuff, but these are transport pipes from Buildcraft lining the stairs here, and don't they look wonderful? I have some really cool ideas that we're going to do with these at some point in the near future, but yeah, I don't intend to use them. Like, I'm not a fan of Buildcraft as like a technical mod. I'm not really a technical mod kind of guy, but when it adds little aesthetic touches to a build like this and this here in the corner, I am all about that. So I'm going to be using features like that as and when I can, but not necessarily for their intended use. These are meant to be for transporting items, and they ain't going to do anything in this place but look pretty. And this place isn't quite done yet. As usual with my builds, I kind of got a whole bunch done on camera, and I want to tinker with it off camera to get it where I want it, but that's not going to exactly be great material for a time lapse, so I'll leave that for another time. There's still a lot of room back here that we can do some stuff with, but let me talk you through this weird bookshelf in the corner there. Let me talk you through what's going on in this place. Basically, you've got an entrance hall, and this is meant to be looking kind of as impressive as possible as you walk in. There is going to be a statue on a pedestal right here. I thought about having this entire thing kind of flooded like a little fountain, but fountains are kind of overdone. I like just having the water feature running down the back, and then having like a centerpiece in the middle here, a statue of maybe kind of the founder of Blazepunk Town, or maybe it's not gonna be me, you know, it's gonna be like a character, like maybe like a villager who happens to look a little bit more like an inventor. We'll give him some proper goggles or something. He can look a little bit like a combination of a villager and Zloy, which, to be honest, is probably going to happen any day now. So yeah, we have a statue in the middle here to come at some point. Going to chisel and bits the heck out of that one. I really like this little table. Speaking of chisels and bits, I was quite happy with making a little modern table out of that, but it took so long that I didn't really include much of it in the time-lapse, and I didn't want it to go on forever, and bits, you know, flying everywhere, that kind of thing. Had enough of a time making the arms for this little couch, but I like that. I have long maintained that red nether brick looks really good as like a red leather couch or something like that, so we've got those on either side here. Moving on up, this section here is the bit that Zloy was talking about in the previous episode that he wanted us to add in, which is a cabinet. It's going to be a cabinet. There's going to be like a glass front to it and everything. Probably have to move the carpet for that. It's going to be a cabinet where all of the different models of Golem are on display. So you'll have the logging one, you'll have a mining one, you'll have a construction one. There's going to be a few different types to go around the place, maybe even like a little thing of a regular iron golem, as they can just be kind of for protection or whatever. They can be the bodyguards, because they actually functionally do that in Minecraft. So we're going to work on a few more designs off camera, probably get creative with those, and you will be seeing this collection expand episode by episode as we work on that. Also like the idea of having these little meeting rooms, kind of open plan a little bit up here. A little bit like it's, you know, a corporate office, like a Google office or something like that, where they have these creative spaces. There's art on the walls. People can go and hang out and have little mini conferences in there. Same with this side, but with a little bit more symmetry. I really like these trapdoors. They're the dark oak wood trapdoors that Quark has added. So it's kind of the glass from the door texture kind of taken to its logical conclusion as a trapdoor. Couple of nice little plants around the place, and these are slightly more secluded meeting areas with a view of the lobby. I thought that'd be kind of a cool thing for a corporate building like this to have. You know, you'd be able to see people walking in, and people would be able to look up and see people having important meetings on either side. The meeting room on this side is a little bit more laid out than the one over there, so I still need to work on that. And then up here, the space up by the dome, which I've coated in our lovely copper-coloured red sandstone blocks. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. There isn't really access to it right now. There might kind of have to be a ladder going up here and there, and maybe we'll put something else up there instead. Maybe it can be, I don't know, storage or something like that. There can be chests lining it up there, and that can be the materials that the people in this place use to make the golems. But this isn't really going to be a functional building. We're not going to be using this day to day as part of our video gaming activities. It's just going to be there for aesthetic purposes and for the lore of the place. That's the thing I'm interested in constructing with this series, I've decided, is kind of the lore of the place, the stuff that makes it kind of have a story, ingrains it in the world, and makes it feel like part of the landscape. That's the idea. So this is a fantastic building now. I'm really happy with it, actually. Now we've cleared some of the trees out of here, now that we've got a little bit more space around it, it feels like it's going to fit in with the rest of what I have in mind for this build. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to tinker with it a little bit more off camera, like I said, but we are ready to move on to the next section of the episode. And speaking of building a story for this place, I kind of wanted to approach the dragon fight a little bit differently this time around, because you've all seen dragon fights before, right? You know how they work. So I had a few other plans on up my sleeve, and I decided to think about what we did with Boomtown. And Boomtown, by the way, has been renamed. Thank you to the suggestions of you guys in the comments who left ideas for what we could call the town. Boomtown has now been renamed Creeper Springs. I like it. It's got a very kind of western feel to it. It feels very kind of... It's appropriate for the area. Like, there's a lake nearby, so the springs, obviously there's kind of a water supply and stuff, and then the creeper spawner, obviously it makes sense, but it kind of feels like, you know, Colorado Springs, or one of those kind of, like, feels like a kind of old prospect in town kind of name. But I like the idea of including the lore of Creeper Springs into the dragon fight, kind of having something something going on over there that, like, they've been developing explosives and stuff, and they had their own ideas for how to take down the dragon. Explosive arrows are a thing in this mod pack, so I decided to get a few folks together, and we took on the dragon Creeper Springs style.
When the folk from Creeper Springs went to fight the dragon, they didn't bring no fancy armor. They don't got no diamond swords out there in the scorch, and the gold they mine ain't much good for weaponry. They even stole the fixings they needed for the summoning, snuck them out of old Blazepunk Town under cover of darkness. But when the deed was done and the dragon flapped its wings once again, the Boomtown boys didn't feel no fear. No siree. Because they had a plan. The plan had been brought to them by a stranger, a man with no name, without even a face, who stood back from the crowd and kept one hand on the great machine he had built. He called it the Halo. A quarter-mile of redstone wire and a quarter-mile in the sky, all rigged to blow as soon as the dragon reared its ugly head. It was his life's work and his proudest creation. When people asked him how he got it there and what held it up, he wouldn't tell them. Truth be told, I don't think even he knew. Didn't need to. What mattered was what it could do. And when he gave the word and the dragon roared and the towers grew, he pulled that lever and one by one the explosives fell. Just as soon as they was lit, the lights in the sky were snuffed out, and the darkness fell on the Ender Dragon. It twisted and turned in the air like a snake, breathing its fire down onto the land below. It snapped at the Halo and tore shreds off of it from the sky, but it was too late. The damage had already been done. You see, in Creeper Springs, they tip their arrows with gunpowder. It gives them one hell of a kick. And under that kind of fire, even a dragon ain't gonna last long. Rise into the sky defeated under the shadow of the Halo, and another Boomtown boy got his wings.
And didn't that go well? That went way better than I could have hoped for, and some stuff still went wrong. You might have noticed in the video that the respawning tower actually took out part of the trigger mechanism that was going to... I was going to flip a switch at the bottom of that tower, and it was going to reverse the redstone current, and half of it got destroyed by the tower respawning. So I'm going to have a bit of a think about how we could use that in future, how we could change it. I've got a couple of ideas with observer blocks and stuff like that, so we might be able to make that a thing. But yeah, it didn't quite work as planned, but then it managed to reverse the current anyway because it destroyed some of the stuff underneath it, and the redstone signal actually still reversed and set off the TNT. So it set it off a lot earlier than I was hoping for. A bunch of the crystals still got destroyed. I call it a win. I think the Halo thing was a really cool concept, and I'm really happy that it came together. And thanks to everybody who participated in the dragon fight. It was a whole bunch of us, actually. Cirque, Vanilla Raccoon, BJ was there on his laptop. Itira was there. There were a bunch of us, and I'm super happy that came together. So yeah, the dragon didn't actually drop any elytra for me at the time, which was kind of... It was kind of ridiculous, but at the same time, I didn't really mind because the whole TNT thing had gone so well. But yeah, BJ was kind enough to drop off an elytra for me at spawn. I think he probably cheated it in, or maybe he had one spare, I'm not sure. But we're going to go and explore the end, probably going to check out some end cities, grab myself a shulker box or two. I reckon Zloy has a shulker spawner or something by now, so we might even just be able to grab some off of there. But I like to do a little bit of exploring off camera, so we're going to do that. I'll bring you guys into that in the next episode if there's anything exciting to be had. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it because so much effort went into making the replay mod montages and stuff. So I'm really pleased with it. I think it turned out pretty well. This episode was also brought to you by the help of my wonderful group of patrons. Their names are on the screen right now. And if you're interested in helping support my channel, head over to patreon.com/Pixlriffs and consider donating. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been Pixlriffs, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.